Good morning students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have a new chapter, that is periodic classification of elements. This is the session 1 of this chapter. Now here elements are classified in periodic table. Elements are classified in periodic table on the basis of their properties. Here similar elements having the same properties, that means similar elements, they are grouped together. Similar elements, they are grouped together on terms of properties, that means they are placed together in this periodic table. That's why the classification word here it is used. Classification word it's used because its elements are classified on the basis of their properties. That means similar elements are grouped together or they are placed together in this periodic table. So similar elements are grouped together. Why similar elements? Why they are similar? Because they are having the same properties. They are having the same properties. That means physical property, chemical property, all these properties are more or less similar. So the similar elements on the basis of properties. In the properties or in terms of properties. So this is the basic thing in periodic classification. Similar elements will be grouped together in this periodic table. Now first scientist who tried to group similar elements, that means who first tried to classify elements in periodic table is Daubernier. First scientist who tried to do this, his name is Daubernier or simply Daubernier. First scientist name is Daubernier. He tried to classify elements in on the basis of three. That means three elements will be grouped together. First three elements will be grouped together, then after three elements, next three elements will be grouped together, next three elements will group together, like this. So his law, Daubernier, he formulated a law, and his law is named as Daubernier's triad. Triad means three. And this law is based on atomic mass. He formulated this law on the basis of atomic mass. That means on the basis of atomic mass, he classified three elements together. That means he is making a group of three. Clear? Now, what is the statement of this Daubernier's law, or what is the statement of this law? He proposed that elements they are classified when the elements they are arranged in order of increasing atomic masses, groups of three elements having similar properties. When the elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic masses, groups of three elements having similar properties are obtained. So according to this law, when elements are arranged in order of increasing atomic masses, groups of three elements having similar properties are obtained. This law states that according to this law, when elements are arranged in order of increasing atomic masses, groups of three elements having similar properties are obtained. He also noticed that while arranging these three elements, he also noticed that the atomic mass of the middle element of the triad, it is nearly equal to the average of the atomic mass of the other two elements. So he also noticed that the atomic mass of the middle element, of the triad being nearly equal to the average of the atomic masses of the other two elements, the atomic mass of the middle element of the triad being nearly equal to the average of the atomic mass of the other two elements. Let me clear you with the following example. So he proposed three elements will be grouped together in terms of increasing atomic masses, and when he arranged with this property, he noticed that every three elements, when they group together, they are having similar properties. When increasing the atomic masses, when he is arranging the elements in increasing atomic masses, groups of three elements he obtained, they have similar properties. And while arranging the atomic mass of the middle element of the triad, it is nearly equal to the average of the atomic mass of the other two elements. So number one element he arranged, that is lithium, sodium and potassium. So three elements, they are arranged in the periodic table on the basis of atomic mass, and its atomic mass, lithium, atomic mass is 6.9, sodium is 23 and potassium is 39. So he arranged these three element in the increasing order of atomic masses, and also noticed that they have similar properties. Now the second statement says the atomic mass of the middle element, so middle element is sodium, so atomic mass of the middle element of the triad, it is nearly equal to the average of the atomic masses of the other two elements. That means the atomic mass of this sodium will be nearly equal to the average mass of lithium and potassium. So lithium is 6.9, it is 39, so try to find out average of this atomic mass. So 39 plus 6.9 will be 45.9. 45.9 average, it is divided by 2, so it is clearly near about. 2 22s are 45, 2 22s are 44, 1 9, so 2 9s are 18, so 2.9, that means nearly equal to 23, clear here. That's why the nearly word is used. It is not exactly equal, it will be nearly equal to the average of the atomic mass of the other two elements, clear. So that is the law proposed by Dauvergne. It's called as Dauvernier's triad. That is, the law is based on atomic mass, and he grouped the elements into three, clear. Next, but this law also has a limitation. This Dauvernier's triad also, the Dauvergne triad's law also has a limitation. Now what is the limitation? It has also limitation, it is not perfect, it has also some limitation. The limitation is that it fails to arrange all the known elements in the form of triads, because Dauvergne, he is arranging the elements in the form of triads, that means group of three, but while arranging, he fails all the known elements in the form of these triads. The elements having similar properties, but in spite of having similar properties, he fails to arrange those elements in the group of triad, that means in the group of three. That is the biggest drawback of this law. That means we have elements of similar properties, that means similar properties of elements should be grouped into three according to Dauvernier's triad law, but he fails to do so. That is the limitation of this Dauvernier's triad. So it fails to arrange, the limitation is that it fails to arrange all the known elements in the form of triads, even having the similar properties, the similar properties, even having the similar property. That is the drawback or limitation of this Dauvergne's triad. Clear? So to dispute, there is a dispute in this Dauvergne's law. So to clear this dispute, another scientist named as Newland, he came and formulated a law which is known as Newland's law of octaves. Newland's law of octaves. He postulated a law, and when Newland proposed this law, till then only 56 elements were discovered. 56 elements were discovered when Newland postulated this law. At that time, only 56 elements were known. Clear? And he postulated that when elements are placed in order of increasing atomic masses, the physical and chemical property of every eighth element are the repetition of the first element. Listen carefully. When he placed or he arranged these elements according to the increasing atomic masses, he noticed that the physical and chemical properties of every eighth element will be the repetition of the property of the first element. Now this Newland's law of octave, like Dauvergne's law, it is also based on atomic masses. It is also based on atomic mass. He postulated that according to this law, when elements are arranged in order of increasing atomic masses, the physical and chemical properties of every eighth element are a repetition the physical and chemical properties of every eighth element are a repetition of the properties of the first element, That is the statement. According to this law, when elements are arranged in order of increasing atomic masses, the physical and chemical properties of every eighth element are a repetition of the properties of the first element. That means every eighth element, the property of every eighth element is same as the property of the first element. That is the motto of this statement. Every property of every eighth element is same as the property of the first element. That is the statement of Newton's law of octaves. Now while arranging, suppose this is the first element, this is the second element, third element, fourth element, fifth element, sixth element, seventh element. Now eighth element will be here, because the eighth element, property of eighth element will be the same of the first element. Ninth element will be here, because if you are counting from 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you are counting from 1, it will be 8th element here. Next second element, now will be 9 element will be here. Third, 10th element will be here. That means the property of these elements will be same. Every 8th element will be the property of every 8th element will be the repetition of the property of the first element. That means if you are arranging the elements up to 7, then 8th element will be here. That means under 1. 9th element will be under 2. 10th element will be under 3, and continues to like this. That means the property of these elements are same. The property of these elements will be same according to Newton's law of octaves. Clear? But this law also has a drawback. This law also has a limitations. This law will be valid up to calcium. This law will be valid up to calcium. Up to calcium, whose atomic number is 20. Whose atomic number is 20. Calcium. This law is valid only up to calcium. After calcium, this law doesn't follow this trend. Up to calcium, this law will be valid. That is the biggest limitation of this law. Up to calcium, this law will be valid. Clear? This is a major drawback. Another drawbacks are there. So now we'll discuss what is the limitation of this Newland's law of octave. What is the limitation? Number one limitation is that the law of octaves was only applicable up to calcium. That means atomic number of calcium is 20. That means up to 20 elements, this law obeys. This law is valid. The elements follow this law up to 20 elements. After that, this law is invalid. That means elements doesn't obey this Newland law of octaves. So first limitation will be law of octaves. Law of octaves was only applicable law of octaves was only applicable up to calcium, up to Ca, that is calcium, up to calcium. Law of octaves was only applicable up to calcium. Second limitation, second drawback is that Newland adjusted two elements in the same slot. He adjusted two elements in the same slot, but the two elements, they have different properties. Similar property of elements, he should arrange the elements having similar properties in the same slot, but he mistakenly adjusted two elements in the same slot having different properties. That is the second limitation. So he adjusted, or Newland adjusted two elements. Newland adjusted two elements in the same slot. In the same slot, he adjusted two elements in the same slot having different properties. Having different properties. Examples are cobalt and nickel. Examples are cobalt and nickel. These two elements, they have different properties, but they are arranged in the same slot. That means in the halogen slot, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, these two elements are kept in the same slot in fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. This is the halogen slot. They are having different properties from cobalt and nickel, but these two are different, but they are arranged in this halogen slot. So this is the second limitation of this law of octaves. Third limitation is, there is another limitation. Third limitation is that now when Newland proposed this law, only 56 elements were discovered so far. Only 56 elements. So he considered that only 56 elements are existed in nature and no more elements would be discovered in future. He considered that only 56 elements were discovered, so no new elements would be discovered in future, and he classified this law on the basis of only 56 elements. But now more elements were discovered. After that, more elements were discovered, but he considered that only 56 elements were discovered so far, and so no new elements would be discovered. That is also a limitation. So according to Newland, only 56 elements are existed, or only 56 elements existed in nature. Only 56 elements existed in nature, and no more elements would be discovered, no more elements would be discovered in future. That is also a limitation of this Newland's law of octaves. So these are the limitations of Newland's law of octaves. Now you can clearly understand that Newland's law of octaves is also not a perfect. It has also some dispute. So to clear this dispute, another scientist came and he formulated his law. The scientist is Mendeleev. His name is Mendeleev. So next law is Mendeleev's periodic law. He proposed a table which is known as Mendeleev's periodic table, which is based on his law, that is Mendeleev's periodic law. So he formulated a table which is known as Mendeleev's periodic table. Next, Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table. Now this table is based on also atomic mass, but this table is based on the two property. The previous law, that is Newland's law of octaves and Dauvergne's law, those two laws were based only on atomic mass, but this law is based on atomic mass and physical and chemical properties of the elements. Atomic mass and physical and chemical properties of elements. So this law based on physical and chemical properties of elements and atomic mass. So the difference is that this law is based on physical and chemical properties as well as atomic masses, and those previous two laws, that is Newland's law of octaves and Dauvergne's law, those laws only based on atomic mass. Clear? So he proposed that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic function of their atomic mass. The physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic mass. That means Mendeleev studied not only atomic mass, but he studied also physical and chemical properties of elements, and on the basis of his experiment or on the basis of his studies, he discovered this law. The law is the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses. The physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses. That is the statement proposed by Mendeleev. Now here he specially emphasized chemical properties. He specially emphasized chemical properties on oxides and hydrides. He specially studied chemical properties of oxides and hydrides while arranging these elements on the basis of atomic mass and physical and chemical properties. Clear? Now he also noticed while arranging, that every eighth element, the property of every eighth element is the repetition of the first element. That is the Newland's law of octave. The Newland law of octave states that the property of every eighth element will be the same as that of the first element. Now while arranging the elements, Mendeleev also noticed that Newland was correct. That means every eighth element, the property of every eighth element is the same as the property of the first element. But the only difference between Mendeleev periodic table and Newland law of octave is that Mendeleev left vacant places in his table. That means suppose he formulated the table like this, and in this table, suppose this is lithium, suppose this is sodium, suppose this is calcium. Now he left vacant places while arranging this table because the elements were not discovered so far. The while arranging these elements, that means when Mendeleev proposed this table, only 63 elements were discovered. Only 63 elements were discovered, and in case of Newland, only 56 elements were discovered. Now, when Mendeleev proposed this law, at that time 63 elements were discovered. Clear? So he assumed that more elements can be discovered in future. More elements can be discovered in future. That's why he left these vacant places. Clear? He left these vacant places, and that is the major drawback of Newland's law of octaves. He considered that 56 elements were discovered, so no elements would be discovered in future. That's why he arranged all those 56 elements in his table. But Mendeleev, he assumes that 63 elements were discovered at that time, but more elements can be discovered in future, so he left vacant places in his periodic table. Clear? To clear his table, he left vacant places so that if more elements are discovered, those elements can be put in these vacant places. He left vacant places in his table. That is the only difference between Newland's law of octaves and Mendeleev's periodic table. But in spite of doing all this Mendeleev's periodic table also has limitations. This Mendeleev periodic table also has some limitations. That's why this table is also not accepted. Now, what are the limitations? The limitations, first limitation or major limitation is that this table doesn't explain the position of hydrogen. This table does not explain the position of hydrogen. That means the position of hydrogen is not fixed. Clear? The position of hydrogen is not fixed. Hydrogen can be kept with alkali metals as well as group 17 halogen metals. Its position is not fixed. So this is the major drawback of this table. So number one limitation is no fixed position of hydrogen in his periodic table. No fixed position of hydrogen in his periodic table. For example, position of hydrogen with alkali metals and halogen. That means hydrogen can be kept with alkali metals as well as halogens. Its position is not fixed. That is the major drawback or major limitation of Mendeleev's periodic table. Number two is that isotopes position was not fixed. The position of isotopes that were not clear also. Clear? The position of isotopes also not fixed. So second limitation is that no position of isotopes. That means position of isotopes were not decided. That one also is the limitation of periodic table. For example, like chlorine, it has two isotopes. Chlorine has two isotopes, one is 35 and one is 37. Now which isotope would be placed first or which isotope would be placed later, that was not decided. The position of isotope is not decided. That is the second drawback, second limitation of Mendeleev's periodic table. Third limitation is that no regular trend in atomic mass. The trend of atomic mass is not regular, it is irregular. So that is the also one limitation of Mendeleev's periodic table. So no regular trend in atomic mass. Now position of some elements with lower atomic mass, they were arranged before with the higher atomic masses. That is the irregularity. Position of some elements that have lower atomic mass, those were arranged before with the higher atomic mass elements. That is the irregularity in this atomic mass. So atomic mass was not regular in his Mendeleev's periodic table. For example, like nickel, his nickel atomic mass is approx 58.7, and cobalt, its atomic mass is approx 58.9. Now nickel is placed before cobalt nickel is placed before cobalt, but cobalt should be first, then nickel, but in his periodic table nickel is placed before cobalt. So that is a limitation of Mendel's periodic table. So no regular trend atomic mass. Example will be nickel and cobalt. So that is Mendel's periodic law, Mendel's periodic law, and it has also some limitations. So to clear these limitations, as this is not perfect, so it is not also accepted. To clear these limitations or to clear these disputes, another law came, and that law is finally accepted. A new law came to clear this dispute, and that law is finally accepted. That is modern periodic law. That law is named as modern periodic law. Modern periodic law. And this law is proposed by Henry Moseley. Scientist is Henry Moseley. This law is given by Henry Moseley. This law is given by Henry Moseley. He showed in his modern periodic law that the previous laws, that is Dauvergne's law, Newland's law of octaves, Mendel's periodic table, all those laws based on atomic masses. But he showed that atomic number of an element is more fundamental property than atomic mass. That's why he made this law on the basis of atomic number, not atomic mass, because atomic number is more fundamental than atomic mass. The property atomic number is more fundamental than atomic mass. So he classified this law in increasing order of atomic number. And based on his studies, he postulated a law, and that law is finally accepted. So this law is based on increasing atomic number, because this is the more fundamental property of an element than that of atomic mass. So he proposed that the same law like Mendel's periodic law, but in Mendel's periodic law that was atomic mass, and in modern periodic law that will be the atomic number. That means only atomic mass will be replaced with atomic number. All the remaining statement is same. The remaining statement will be same. Only the atomic mass in Mendel's law will be replaced with atomic number. So the statement is the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic number, That is the law proposed by modern periodic law. That means proposed by Henry Moseley. He emphasized on atomic number, not the atomic mass. Clear? Now modern periodic law, it contains rows and columns. So all total there are 18 vertical columns. In modern periodic law, all total there are 18 vertical columns, which is known as group. And 7 horizontal rows. The 7 horizontal rows, they are termed as periods. So modern periodic law is classified into groups and periods. All total there are 18 vertical columns, they are termed as groups, and 7 horizontal rows, they are termed as periods. Clear? Now all these elements are arranged in these groups and periods. That means between 18 vertical columns and 7 horizontal rows. And all these elements, there is a similarity between these elements in modern periodic table. All the elements of a group, they have the same number of valence electron. All the elements, they have same number of valence electron. That is the similarity. Same number of valence electrons. That is the similarity in modern periodic table given by Henry Moseley. Clear? So three laws were discussed today. First one, Dauvergne's law, that is based on atomic mass. Second one, Newland's law of octaves, that was also based on atomic mass. Next, Mendel's periodic table, that is based on atomic mass both and physical and chemical property. And the fourth, that is modern periodic law, the law that is finally accepted by everyone, given by Henry Moseley. It is based on atomic number. Clear? So four laws are covered. In the next session we will discuss from here. So that's all. Thank you.